Yeah, we really boxing. Who wanted the battles? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. All you said is smoking some beef, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing. It's your boy D Free, aka the Oscar hater, aka don't get no respect to Teofimo Lopez. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. Salute to Quick. I'll say this. I made some comments. I wrote a post about it. Joking, but everybody don't take it that way. So I always want to make sure I say the right things. I said some things about Jamal Charlo that, that's just me joking. I'm from Cleveland. We got walrus skin over here. We always mess around, but I didn't mean for anything to be any kind of frustration or misunderstanding. So I just want to make sure I said that early. But I'd say this, man. I know you heard about the whole Sugar Shakur, the Puerto Rican kid, talking about Devin Haney, and Devin Haney responded saying, "Well, I gave him a 25% offer. What is he talking about? What you think about him saying that, Free?"
I mean, it's true. I mean, like I said, when I first heard Frank Martin, Shakur come on a million games, $1 million worth of game, and he said that he offered Frank Martin 25%, and Frank Martin wanted more money. But
Mm-hmm.
that was the same situation that happened with Shakur. He wanted more money.
Mm-hmm.
When Devin Haney offered him 25 million, and then he was calling Frank Martin a bitch and all this other stuff. I was like, that was way uncalled for, because when you was in that situation, you wanted everybody to have your back. But now that it's the shoe is on the other foot, now you want to act like that man is ducking you when he just wanted to get what was rightfully owed to him, which was 40%. The same way that you felt that you should have got what was rightfully owed to you, which was 30%. So you can't have the shoe on you can't have it your way, but then when it's somebody else, it's not right for them.
I think the things I'm learning when it comes to Shakur is I'm thinking Shakur, man, this dude's a dirty dude, man. You remember with Jamel Herring, he kind of went behind Jamel Herring's back about a WO. I mean, this is like a constant thing for this kid. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, he's from Jersey. We know how Brick City can be. Them brothers sold a whole lot of donut. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
Now,
case, but he seemed like
yeah,
a
I
real
mean,
nice guy, man.
yeah, with the Jamel Herring situation, yeah, that was kind of underhanded. They were supposed to be friends, and he went behind his back and got more money from the WBC. What was the WBO? It was the WBO at the time. Yeah, he got more money. He went behind his back and got more money after they had already agreed to what that split was going to be.
Mhm.
With the Frank Martin, I'm not really putting it on Shakur far as what the split is, because Shakur doesn't make that decision. That's all on Bob Erm, who makes the decision of what the split is. But the actions behind it is all on Shakur. That's what's on Shakur, the actions behind it, because he could have said, okay, you want more than $1 million. Let's see if we can negotiate to get more than $1 million, because this is a fight that a lot of people talking about that they want to see. Let's go ahead and do it for the fans, like his big brother said with Earl Spence. Even though we know that Earl Spence gave Bud everything that he asked for, you still should have found a way to make that fight happen, because that fight is a better fight than you fighting Edwin De Los Santos. Everybody would have rather see you fight Frank Martin over Edwin De Los Santos, because I mean, Edwin De Los Santos, yeah, he beat Rayo, but Rayo was a prospect still coming up. Rayo wasn't no proven veteran. What's going on, MP? What's going on, Quick?
I
So I mean,
think this
go ahead.
was kind of his plan, man. I think he always was going to do this. I think it's the kind of safe place he sent the little offer to Frank Martin, but I think as fast as fight came about, it had to be somebody had this fight already going. But I don't know. I think this makes
your mic cutting up. It was better where you was at first. I don't know if you're moving around, but it's cutting up right now. What's going on, A1?
All right, this should be better right here. I got
Yeah.
my
You
headphones
good now. You good.
I think I just think really kind of shocked me, because it's not much you can expect from Shakur, because man, he just kind of just seemed like such a shiesty dude. I think he already had that fight already scheduled with Santos, man. I don't think this was like by mistake that all of a sudden you fight this guy. We got a contract, we got a fight day. I mean, I don't know, man. He a real shiesty type of cat, man. What you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still a good fight. It's just not as good. It's still a good fight with Edwin De Los Santos. It would have been a lot better if he would have fought Frank Martin, because him and Edwin De Los Santos, they don't have no history. But Frank Martin and Shakur, they got history. They've been going back and forth on Twitter, and this been going on for a while now. So they got some history between the two. Oh damn. Yeah, I don't know if I mean I don't know how big this fight is going to sell, because it's Edwin De Los Santos, and a lot of he's getting a lot of backlash from what happened with Frank Martin. So I don't know how good it's going to sell, but it's still a good fight. It's just not as good as it would have been if he would have fought Frank Martin.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I think the funny thing is, man, I'm learning this in boxing, is that you can't expect guys the type of stuff you seen Teofimo Lopez do. Fight anybody, be willing to take on the top guys, take whatever they give you. They give you $1 million a fight, a monster, former undisputed champion. You just take it. Everybody's not going to be like that. Everybody's not going to be like a Floyd Mayweather, Teofimo Lopez, De La Hoya type guy who will just take anything, man. Don't matter, whatever. Give me what you got. I'm gonna go ahead and take the fight. I think that's what it kind of boils down to. But I will say this though, man. After that Hitchens fight, man, I am super down on that kid, Pauls, because he really looks like a poor man's Devin Haney, man. What you think about that?
Yeah, his boxing style that he displayed on Saturday remind me of a Devin Haney. I don't know how far it's going to take him at 140, because I don't think he has the boxing ability of a Devin Haney. I don't think he's quite there yet. But he did what he was supposed to do Saturday. He looked good, but he does remind me of a Devin Haney. What's going on, Dr. Mark? Dr. Mark? What's going on, MP? What's going on, A1? Rodney Evans, what's going on with you? But I'm a give him on his performance. I'm gonna give him actually I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A. At first I was about to say a B plus, but I'm gonna give him an A because it was a step up fight, and the guy that he was in there with is a veteran. He's been a champion contender, and I think I
It's like your mic.
yeah I think I Go ahead. I think I gave Jose Zapata maybe 2 rounds that whole fight. maybe 2 rounds. I know I gave him the first round. I think I might have gave him another round. But Hitchens, he clearly won that fight, and it wasn't even close.
I'll say
Yeah,
this:
go ahead.
he won the, but what we looking for is he's 25 years old. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez, same age as Shakur. We gotta see, are you the goods? At this point, what I've seen was nothing but a 1-2, maybe a jab. So that tells me you worried about what's coming back. So if you worried about what's coming back, that means you ain't got the strongest chin. And I'm just telling you, salute to my brother X said it best. It looked a lot like George. It looked like that George Cambozo versus Haney, the first one. 1-2 jab, one
Yeah.
two jab. And I'll be honest with you, man.
Mhm.
That's not gonna put no people in the seats. And I'm telling you, me and you covered the fight live, man. I was asleep. That was such a boring fight, brother. I was asleep. I don't know
Yeah.
how you got through the fight. I was asleep, man. I mean, it
I
just
mean,
was. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. I understand it was boring, but me personally, I said it during the fight. I think the only way that he could win that fight is by making it a boring fight. Because if he came in there and he tried to fight him, I think he might would have got caught with something big. So I believe the game plan was to make it a boring fight in order to win because he had the longer arm reach. He was the better boxer, and I think that was the game plan is to make it a boring fight and don't fight his fight because if he would have fought Zepeda fight, he would have probably got stopped.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't know if you remember that first round. I think I went to sleep the second round. I'm serious, yo. That I gotta be honest, and I like and free to tell you, I like Hitchens. Man, that was the most boring fight I've ever watched as an adult. It looked like it looked like a sparring session. I mean, but the thing that I noticed is that he must have felt this power because he kind of gave him a dap or whatever after talking cash money. He talked cash. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm from East New York. And you know, we got love for people from East New York. And he just came in there. I'm telling you, man, it was a lackluster effort. If he was in there with T.O. or he was in there with Devin Haney or Regis Prograde or Matias, he's getting beat to death. And it's not even close. So, I mean, I just wasn't impressed. Look at my brother, Dr. Mark. My man Hot Rod said Canelo by destruction, Canelo by 10 rounds. I don't know about all that. But what you thinking on that one, Free? You don't think he disappointed us, man?
Do I say that again?
I said, you don't think that Hitchens kind of let us down, man? Because we was all excited about him, and that was garbage. That was a garbage performance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he kind of overhyped what he was going to do. I'm not going to say he let us down. It's he overhyped what he was going to do because the ultimate goal at the end of the day is to win the fight. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they're going to go stop the guy, or they're going to get a knockout in this round or whatever." But the ultimate goal is to win the fight. So far as him letting us down, I wouldn't say he let us down. I would just say he overhyped what his performance was going to be because it was far from what we expected. Far from what we expected.
So let me ask you this. I know you heard the hype. I know you heard the hype about, two-time lineal champion, former unified champion, Teofimo Lopez possibly fighting a guy like Tank. And then all of a sudden we hear this whole Tank versus Keith Thurman. So will you admit now to the people and tell the people the truth that Tank Davis is scared to death of Teofimo Lopez?
How would I say that? And there's no truth that Tank Davis is fighting Keith Thurman. That's what people are speculating. His camp ain't come on and said he fighting Keith Thurman. Showtime ain't come on and said he fighting Keith Thurman. Tank ain't come on and said he fighting Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't come on and said Tank is fighting him. How the hell would I say he's scared of T.O.? Nobody even said anything about T.O. Niggas is making speculation because Coach Kyle came out and said Tank Davis' next fight is going to be it's going to be a big fight, and it's going to make the whole world turn. That's what he said, and everybody automatically started throwing names out there. Nobody said who Tank Davis is fighting. They said they keep it on the hush because they're still working on the last minute negotiations. So we don't know who it is.
So I
Me
mean,
personally, I hope it's To.
the funny thing about it, so if Tank goes up to 145, I don't ever want to hear that crazy stuff about he don't like 140. He don't like how he felt at 140 because when he fought the what was that Mexican kid's name? I just forgot his name.
Barrios.
Barrios. So when he fought Barrios, he basically said, I don't like how I thought that 140. It might be a little bit too big for me. So you can't go from that to talking about, oh, I'm about to fight Keith Thurman. And I'm telling you, I understand that Keith Thurman is owed a payday. Anybody that knows Keith Thurman has been the ultimate PBC company man. You couldn't
Uh,
ask for a better guy than Keith Thurman. I mean, Keith Thurman signed shoes. He wore big white T-shirts. He do a little commentating on the side. He do everything you want him to do. So he's owed a payday. But for him to get in there with Tank, it just lets you know. I keep telling y'all, man, Tank
Dog,
is not who y'all think he is.
please tell me, please drop. I mean, put the video up where you saw Keith Thurman and Tank Davis is about to fight.
All I
Because
can say is I
I know
heard.
you ain't got no video. I know you ain't got no video on it.
Ain't no video of it yet. I
I
also
know
kind of
because it's
heard,
not true. It's
but
not
Leonard
true.
Ellaby,
No.
but Leonard Ellaby kind of threw out a
Leonard
little
Ellaby didn't
thing.
say Leonard Ellaby ain't say shit about Keith Thurman. He said Tank Davis will beat Keith Thurman, is what Leonard Ellaby said. He said he will beat him. He never said Tank Davis is fighting Keith Thurman. He said
But
Keith
but
Thurman will get
remember,
knocked out.
we know. Hey, you can ask my brother MP this. Leonard Ellaby don't be lying, bro. Leonard Ellaby, whatever he
Leonard
usually says,
Ellaby, he probably not lying when he said that Tank Davis would knock out Keith Thurman, but he never said Tank Davis is fighting Keith Thurman. He never said that.
I
You
haven't heard
can't
him
show
say
me
it
not.
yet.
You can't show me not one video where Leonard Ellaby said Tank Davis is fighting Keith Thurman. There's not a video out there of
Not a
him
video
saying
out
that.
yet. But this is the thing I'm
Exactly. So
saying.
where you getting it from about Leonard Ellaby saying he was going
I'm
to
just
fight
hearing.
Keith Thurman?
I'm just hearing through the rumor mill, man. It's not for sure yet. I got a
No,
little search on, but y'all
like I said,
haven't heard yet.
I told we was talking about this on Saturday when we was doing the live fight party. Tank Davis just fought Ryan Garcia at a catch weight of 136 because Ryan said he can't make 135 and Tank said he wasn't fighting at 140. So he fought him at a catch weight of 136. We all know that Keith Thurman is much bigger and a better fighter than Ryan Garcia. So if he didn't fight Ryan Garcia at 140, what makes you think Tank Davis is going to go to 145?
I don't know. We're gonna
That
see,
doesn't make
man.
sense at all.
Salute to my brother,
That don't make
McLean, man. Go ahead.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying that
Oh,
don't make
okay.
sense at all.
But we gotta talk about this because this is something I've been wanting to talk about for years, man. What do you think about Jamel Iron Man Charlo going against the greatest fighter of our era, Canelo Alvarez, man? What you think about that?
He ain't going against the greatest fighter of our era.
It's the Canelo Alvarez era, bro. What are you talking about?
That's not the greatest fighter of our era.
There
What
hasn't
are you
been a
talking about?
fighter. There hasn't been a fighter better than Canelo this era, bro. Can you stop with the
Yes,
cap,
it
man?
has. Yes, it has.
Who's been better than Canelo?
Floyd. What are you talking about?
No, Floyd is the Floyd era. I'm talking about the Canelo era. I'm talking
No,
about after
you do realize that Canelo fought with Floyd. He fought Floyd.
Floyd beat him and Floyd retired. It's the Canelo era. We're in the
No,
Canelo era.
you do realize Canelo just got beat up by Bivol. So that means Bivol is the greatest fighter.
No. Come on, bro. Here you go,
He beat
moving
him.
the mark. So when
He
Sugar
beat
Ray
him.
Leonard lost, was it still not the Sugar Ray Leonard era?
When Sugar Ray lost to who?
Duran.
He beat Duran. He fought him again and beat him.
No, I'm talking
So
about
he
the
got
first
that back.
fight. I'm talking about the first fight.
Duran,
I know you,
Duran was the champion. He beat Sugar Ray and became the champion. Sugar Ray rematched him and beat him and got his belts back.
so let me ask you this, man. What and I'm picking Jamel. I'm going off what I've been seeing, an improved boxer puncher who really learned how to turn his fist all the way over, pinpoint accuracy on the jab, great inside game. His mid-range game, his mid-range game leaves a lot to be desired. But I'm wondering, can he deal with Canelo's head movement? I think that's going to be the problem.
Um, I believe he can because I mean, yeah, he got he got great upper body movement. He moves his head very well. But the one thing about Jamel is Jamel loves to go to the body as well. So if he realizes he can't hit him to the head, he knows to go to the body. Eventually, that head's going to stand still because his body's been worn down. So I'm not too concerned about Canelo's head movement. And Canelo's head movement ain't as great as it once was. He is showing that he got a lot of mileage on those legs and that body. He's showing that he got a lot of mileage on it. It's not as great as it once was. He's getting hit a lot more now than he did in the past.
I mean, you know, only Free could say that to a guy who just came up being crowned the undisputed champion at 168. Only Free can bring up something like this. I said only Free will bring up something like this to a guy who just cleaned out an entire division, man, at 168.
No, he did not clean out an entire division. He got
Yes,
all
he
the
did.
belts. He got, dog. Do you know what clean out the division means?
That means you beat everybody with a belt.
No, it does not. Clean
What
out
does
the
it mean?
division means you beat everybody there is to beat. Not everybody that got a belt, because you can go up there and only one person got a belt, like what Devin Haney did. He didn't clean out the division because he beat Kambosos, because there was still Tank Davis there left to fight. There was still Lomachenko left there to fight. He didn't until he beat Lomachenko and Tank Davis. He didn't clear out a division. He beat the person that had the belts. That's not clearing out a division. When you clear out a division, you beat everybody there is to beat. Like something like Jamel Charlo did. These other guys that's moving in for the belt now are coming up. They wasn't nobody at the time that Jamel was going through the division. There wasn't nobody. So he cleaned out a division.
You can't expect people to thoroughly clean a division like Jamel did, man. I don't think you can expect that, bro. Or even
that man clearly been ducking David Benavidez. So until that man fight David Benavidez, I'm definitely not saying he cleaned out no division, because David Benavidez has been there for the longest and been trying to get that fight. And the only reason why he's undisputed is because the only reason why he got undisputed is because because David Benavidez lost the belt on the scales. That's the only reason why he got undisputed, because he was not trying to fight David Benavidez.
Can I get you to stop telling the people crazy stuff like he's not trying to fight Benavidez? Benavidez is scared of Canelo, bro. He's scared of David Morrell.
How you figure they scared of Canelo? They put $50 million up for him to fight Canelo.
No, they put $50 million.
Yes.
No, they put $50 million up for him to fight Errol Spence at 164.
No, it was not. What it was, since you don't know the situation, I'll tell you what it was, what the offer was. The offer was $50 million for Jamal Charlo and $50 million for either Errol Spence or David Benavidez. That's what the offer was. Since you don't know what the offer is, I'll tell you what it is.
What the fuck you say? I was on a map before.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this, man. I'll feel you on that pause, but I'm telling you, he is scared to death of Morrell. He need to go ahead and fight Morrell. Fight Morrell, beat
Morrell is not Canelo. Morrell is not Canelo. Listen, he's been calling Canelo out for years.
Morrell told the man, I'll take your shoes off your feet.
Yeah, that's Morrell. We're not talking about Morrell.
You can't talk to nobody and tell them they're going to take their shoes off their feet, and that's okay, bro. You can't tell me that's good.
No, we're not talking about Morrell, though. We're not talking about Morrell. We're talking about Canelo. Whether he's scared of Morrell or not, he ain't scared of Canelo.
You don't know shit about boxing.
You want to move the goalposts and go to somebody else that we're not even talking about. We're talking about David Benavidez and Canelo. You talking about, David Benavidez scared of Morrell. What the hell does that got to do with Canelo? Canelo don't fight like Morrell. He don't fight nowhere near like Morrell.
You have to stop. Y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
I tell you, man, Canelo will smash Benavidez. Benavidez has no defense. He doesn't look. He can't cut the ring off very well. He just not gonna be great, man. I don't see.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
I'm telling you this. I
put it this way. Because the WBC that already came out said the winner of Bubu Andrade and David Benavidez fights the winner of of Canelo and Jamel Charlo. That fight is mandated, and if they don't fight, they got to lose that belt, that WBC belt. So if David Benavidez get past Boo Boo and Canelo gets past Jamel, we're gonna see who's scared of who and who can beat who. Because if Canelo end up dropping that belt, we know who's scared.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you would say that as Canelo steps in the ring with the pound for pound king right now. I don't know what you
What,
mean. And the thing I found out, which we can talk about, is that Canelo didn't necessarily want the Jamel fight. So he's going in with probably the toughest guy in the division, moving the undisputed champion up 2 weight classes, who's really the bigger man. And I'm telling you, man, I think it's crazy for people to say that if Jamel wins, he's still number 1, but they won't say if Canelo wins, he's number 1. Because Canelo can really, I don't think it'll
I'm
happen.
not saying Jamel is number 1 if he wins. I'm not saying Canelo is number 1 if he wins. They're the champion of that division.
This is the thing.
There's still some guys at 168, and I'm not even counting David Morrell. You still got that man that's been sitting right there as in the top of the division. He was the WBC champion. He didn't lose his belt in the ring. That man was the WBC champion. That man is still sitting right there and been asking for that smoke with Canelo since Canelo was at 160. He's been asking for that smoke.
That's the thing you missing, man. None of those guys can beat Canelo. Morrell can't beat Canelo. Neither can David Benavidez. You got to get a real fighter in there to beat Canelo. Canelo dominates guys like that, and you know it.
No, how much money are you putting on the fight for David Benavidez versus Canelo?
I will put 1,000 on Canelo. Easy. I will put 1,000 on Canelo.
I want to see you put 1,000 on Canelo because I doubt that very seriously.
Because I've seen Canelo. I mean, I've seen Benavidez get dominated by Caleb Plant. Absolutely dominated. It looked like he didn't belong in the ring with him for the first 7 rounds.
Do you realize Canelo got dominated by Caleb Plant the first 6 rounds of that fight? What are you talking about?
But guess what? Canelo got him out of there.
So what? He got him out of there. David Benavidez won as well.
The Mexican monster couldn't get him out of there. He couldn't get him out of there.
No, you said it yourself. The only reason why David Benavidez didn't get him out of this is because of ref. You said it yourself. So what are you talking about?
I agree with that.
Okay,
but what I'm
so
saying is,
about?
if it's Canelo gets people out of there.
What are you talking about, BBO? If the ref is stopping him from knocking him out, how was he supposed to get him out of there?
You find a way. That's what the greats do. They find a way. But let me ask you this, man. This is an important thing. So after Joe George just got obliterated again, did he retire, man?
No.
You want to see him again at 35 years old after the way he's got beat to death?
Actually, I want to see him rematch Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois just got knocked out. I want to see him rematch Daniel Dubois, man. It's a different fight.
Do you think Big Baby Anderson is a hype job, man?
I'm not gonna say he's a hype job. I think he might be overhyped. I'm not gonna say he's a hype job because he's a very good heavyweight boxer. I just think he might be overhyped.
I think he's a very good cruiserweight, posing as a heavyweight. I think if you put him in there,
he's too big to be cruiserweight. That man like 250, 240. He's too big to be cruiserweight.
Well, he's a small heavyweight, man, being only 6'3", 240. That's tiny for a heavyweight, bro. I mean, that's a little guy. I'm telling you, he get in there with anybody of note. You seen what Prince Charles did. So when Prince Charles gave him a straight up boxing lesson, and I've never known Prince Charles to be a puncher. I've never known that. Prince Charles won his book because the dude tore his ACL in the ring.
The Charles knockout Anderson?
No, he didn't, but he was beating him to death. He eased up.
What fight was you watching?
What fight was you watching? You didn't see him beating on
Big Baby? He did not beat Big Baby to death. If he would have beat Big Baby to death, he would have won the fight.
No, he didn't beat him to death for the fight. For a few rounds, he was beating him to death, is what I'm saying.
No, he was not. He caught him with a couple of good shots. I give him that. But he wasn't beating him to death.
Salute to my brother Kareem, man. This is the thing that you missing, man. I'm telling you, you put Big Baby in there with anybody of note, Deontay Wilder, Joe Joyce, he's going to bed. He going
How
right
many?
to
How
sleep.
many? I mean, he probably will. I'm not saying he's better than those guys. I'm not saying he's better than those guys, but that doesn't mean that he's a hype job. I think he might be overhyped. I don't think he's a hype job. I just think he might be overhyped because people want another great American heavyweight. They want another great American heavyweight, and so
Well,
they looking for that.
well, let me ask you this: you only seen a small sample size of Abdullah Mason, and you high on him as being the future.
Though, when have you seen Abdullah Mason lose a round?
I haven't.
Okay, then that point
all, I'm,
noted. Point noted.
all I'm saying is this: when you are like Abdullah Mason, or you like a Tio, or even a Sugar Shakur, you really don't look like you ever lost. I watched that Oscar Valdez versus Sugar Shakur fight, and Shakur dominated him. It wasn't even a
Yes, he
fight.
did. Yes, he
It
did.
wasn't even a fight.
Yes, he did. I ain't say he didn't. I
I
never said
think
he
if he,
didn't.
I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. People don't believe me, but Tank is going to knock this Puerto Rican kid out if he goes to the body. That's
I
his
believe he
weakness,
will
going to
too.
the body.
I
It's
believe he
going to
will
the body.
too.
And I think Devin
I
Haney
believe
beats
he
him as
stopped
well.
Shakur.
I think
I don't know about Devin Haney because of the style. Styles makes fight. Neither one of them got great power like that. So I don't think nobody's going to knock each other out. I think it's going to be a chess match. Those styles just doesn't make for a great fight. It makes for a boring fight to me. I think it's going to be a boring fight because of the styles. One person like to judge distance and play a lot of defense. Another one likes to use his jab and move around the ring.
I
I
get
think it's going to be a boring fight.
I get what you're saying, but I'm telling you, man, when I think about a guy like the best, why is he not fighting Jermaine Ortiz? Why is he not going after? He just said, "Oh, I'm not fighting Frank Martin." You know what's funny? If that was anybody, I seen Teofimo Lopez take $1 million to fight a monster in Josh Taylor, and you telling me that the same guy, Frankie Martin, couldn't take that $1 million and go in there and stop Shakur because he beat Shakur easy. He's a better boxer and he's stronger. I'm telling you, man. I
I
think
mean,
Sugar.
I saw the interview that Frank Martin did with Baciana and Nick J. And Frank Martin pretty much told everybody the reason why he didn't take $1 million. He said because if I take $1 million for a fight of this magnitude, by the end of the day, after I pay out everybody I got to pay out, I pretty much fought for nothing. And he like, this fight is a big fight. Me getting $1 million is pretty much me fighting this man for free.
But see, that's coward talk because I seen this is a
You
funny
can call it
thing.
what you want to call it.
This is the
You can call
thing.
it what you want to call it, but you can't tell that man that he doesn't deserve to get more money when the man was supposed to get 40%.
Who said he's supposed to get 40%? They're not following the WBC rules. You know that.
Yes, they are. What are you talking about?
No, they're not.
If they would have went to the purse bid, he was getting 40%.
But they stopped
He
the
could.
purse.
I understand that. I said it. That man was supposed to get 40% if they would have went to purse bid. So, like I said, you can't knock that man for saying, look, I don't want $1 million. I want more for this fight.
I mean, I just see, this is what I don't understand. But you don't give credit to the fighters that really go out there and put it all on the line. What about Regis? I think Regis got like 30% to fight Josh Taylor. He got beat to death by Josh Taylor, but he took a chance and lost. But he actually took a chance.
He took 30%, which he was supposed to get. He was the mandatory. I mean, no, he was the champion.
It was unification. He took 30%.
Yeah, he was the champion, but he took 30% because Josh Taylor was a bigger name.
So
He
you
didn't
telling me
take
Shakur can't
25.
do that?
He didn't take 25. He took 30, which is the minimum.
My brother Hot Rod said, Kid Austin at 135, Rodriguez 18 years old, 5-0, southpaw out of Cuba, trained by Ronnie Shields at 147. Next one's up in the future. Don't forget about Tiger Johnson, man. Tiger Johnson is a monster, dude. I think Tiger
Tiger
Johnson.
Johnson ain't at. I think Tiger Johnson fighting at. I think he's at 126 or one.
I think he's at
What weight
130, I
class?
believe. I think he's at
It
130.
might be 130. It might be
I,
130.
I think him and Shoo, I think it's Bruce Carrington is his name. Him and Shoo, man, they both going. I think boxing's headed for a really good place. I like that Italian kid at heavyweight. I can't think of his name. I like Herkovich too. You like Herkovich?
Hell no. Herkovich is a bum. He's a bum.
How's
Herkovich
Herkovich a bum?
Herkovich, he lost to Zane. They gave him that fight. That man literally got stopped by Zane. And they said, oh, it was a low blow. He hit that man right on the stomach, right on the belt line. They said it was a low blow.
May hit him in the nuts. What are you talking about, Freak?
No, he did not. He did not hit him in the nuts. No, he did not. No, he did not.
I love this brother Freak, man.
Oh, he did not.
Hit the
man right on the belt line. Yeah! Let's go, Freak!
Give me my fucking chain!
Hey, man, you talking too crazy.
Herkovich is a bum. He's a bum. He's a hype job. He's a hype job.
Herkovich is a hype job?
Yes, he's a hype job. Yes, he is.
That dude's a monster. What have you been watching?
Tell me what top heavyweight he beats.
I think he beat Usyk.
No, he won't.
I seen Daniel DeMar beat Usyk.
He can't. Herkovich ain't beating Usyk. I can tell you that now. We can put bread on that. If Herkovich is not beating Usyk, we can put bread on that.
I'm gonna say this, man. He said, "Yeah, BB, I don't forget the name Jalen Skywalker, southpaw out of Long Beach. Yeah, he a good fighter too. I like Jalen Skywalker. He pretty good, but I'm telling you, I don't know what Free's watching. That boy Herkovich can fight, bro. So can Zane. At the end of the day,
Herkovich is slow, and all he look for is a knockout shot. He's pretty much Joe Joyce. That's what Herkovich is. He's pretty much Joe Joyce.
He's not that slow. He's not that slow.
No, he's not that slow, but he's slow. He's slow. He's not that slow, but he's slow. And that's why Zane pretty much did the same thing he did to Joe Joyce, he did to Herkovich. It just, they cheated him.
Yeah.
They robbed that man that fight. They robbed him.
Well, let me ask you this, man. You said they robbed him. Who can Zane be as a top heavyweight? He not beating Deontay Wilder, and he not beating the Gypsy King. So who is he going to be out of the top guys? Tell me, man.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I could see Zane competing with either one of those guys because Zane he got nice boxing ability for his size. I didn't know he can box like that when I first saw him fight Herkovich. I didn't know that Zane can box the way he did. And even when he fought Joe Joyce, he put on an even better boxing display. I don't know if he changed trainers from the fight that he had with Herkovich to the fight that he had with Joe Joyce. I don't know if he changed trainer, but I didn't know that he boxed that well. I thought he was just more of a slugger. But no, Zane can actually bite. Could box for his size, and he got decent power, and he got decent hand speed. I don't know about his defense too much because Joe Joyce is slow as shit, and Herkovich is slow. So I don't know about his defense too much.
I can't think of that Italian kid's name, the curly head dude. He can fight too. Big white kid. I can't think of his name. I slipped my mind. But one thing I'm wondering is, and it's a fight we don't ever talk about. Who would win Tio versus Tank at 140?
No, you already know who I say will win. It ain't gonna
I know you go with Tio.
Okay, how many times you ask for that?
I know you go with Tio.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Not what?
Not over Tank Davis. Not over Tank Davis. Dog. Right now at this point, I'm not picking nobody over Tank Davis until they show me that they can beat him. I've seen this man outbox multiple different styles. I see him outbox and beat up guys at different sizes. So until you go out there and beat them, I'm favoring Tank in every single fight.
I hear you say that, but this is a big thing. Going back to the main thing we've been talking about, Charlo and Canelo. Why do you think Charlo took this fight, man? This is a cash out fight?
No, Charlo called for this fight. Charlo wanted this fight. Charlo called him out. Charlo, when he was watching Canelo fight, I think it was John Ryder, or it might have been Triple G the third time. I can't remember which one it was. Charlo was like, man, I can beat him. And Charlo called him out. he did a live on his Instagram. He was like, man, it's undisputed versus undisputed. I don't see what could be so bad about that.
I mean,
He
you
was
gotta
calling that man out.
you gotta get your change snatched, man. I love Jamel. I'll just put it like this. I'm wondering, and I could be wrong, can he take the power of Canelo? Because I think, no matter how much I think, Jamel's going to win, there's a good chance that he can go to bed fighting a guy like Canelo. Because Canelo put people to bed, man.
No, you do realize they used to fight in the same division. Canelo started off, I think he started off at 147 and he moved up to 54, 60, and 68. And he moved up to 75 as well. He won one time at 75 and then he lost the other time. So it's not like Canelo was just automatically bigger than Charlo. Charlo and Canelo used to fight in the same weight class. It just Charlo decided to stay at 54 to become undisputed, and Canelo decided to maneuver his way to undisputed.
Maneuver? Oh my God!
Why did he fight for undisputed at 54?
It wasn't enough money. He didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade, who's a terrible
Why
fighter.
didn't that was at 160 when Demetrius Andrade had the last belt, and he said he wanted to be undisputed at 160, but he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade.
He changed his mind, but this what
because he didn't want to fight that man. He was scared of him.
You say that. You say somebody's scared, but Canelo fights everybody, bro. When you gonna stop?
He didn't fight Boo Boo. He didn't fight Jamal. He didn't fight David Benavidez. So he didn't fight everybody.
All they want is to pay. They trying to use Canelo.
Whether they want to pay it or not, that man had the last belt. You said you wanted to be undisputed at 160. He had the last belt, and the reason why you said you didn't fight him is because he's a terrible fighter. He hasn't fought nobody, but he got the belt that you want.
And my brother Hot Rod said, "BB, I'll put money only on Tio on Shakur to beat Tank at 140 and down." You know what? I put like this. I think Tio would probably stop Shakur and box Tank's ears off. I really would see it that way. If you talking about the best fighter under 147, it's hands down got to be a 25-year-old two-time lineal champion. I mean, I can't think of a better guy than to pick.
The one that got beat up by Kambosos. That's the one you talking about? The one that got beat up by Campbell. Not get stopped. Not get a lucky shot and get stopped. The one that got beat up.
Fuck Fred,
Here we
fuck
go,
Howard,
man.
and fuck all of them.
What about Robin? She's hot, right?
Robin?
Yeah.
Who cares about that bitch?
What about that?
That's the one you talking about. The one that got beat up. He didn't get caught with a lucky shot and went to sleep. He got beat up from round 1 to round 12. He got beat up.
How did he get beat up from round 1 to round 12? At the end of the day, he took the fight. He was sick. Bob was playing with his
That man was not sick. That man was sick when he realized he got beat up by Kambosos. That's when he got sick.
To you, of course, when you're here, everybody loves it. Ross, go ahead.
No problem.
Okay.
Hey now, Howard. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, I'm gonna prove that beat is black. He keeps saying he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I know Puerto Rican.
I'll just tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, man. You keep bringing up that one fight. Can I ask you this? Did Ali not lose to Leon Spinks?
Yeah,
he only had 7 fights.
Yeah, he did.
So one of the greatest ever lost. So you telling me when Tio lose, that's a big deal? Come on, dog.
No, I say it's a big deal because he ran that man out of 135. That man said, I'll rematch. You want a rematch? And then Tio was like, nah, man, I'm gonna go to 140.
He couldn't make the weight, free.
No, he ain't had no problem making the weight. You ain't never heard nothing about Tio is draining himself to make 135. You never heard that.
They said his throat was messed up from cutting weight.
Your throat is messed up to make the weight?
That's what they said.
What?
He
Pause. What you got in your throat, nigga? Pause. What you got in your throat, nigga? What the fuck you got in your throat that makes you messed up your throat get hurt from making weight?
He's sick, man.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard nobody's throat get hurt from making weight.
Hey,
so
you know
that's got a bunch of blubber around your throat.
That's
why I know shit about boxing. Yeah. You don't know shit.
I know damn well you don't hurt your throat from making weight.
Hey, but it's a funny thing though. When we talking about Tank, man, who would be Tank's next opponent, man? That's the thing. I haven't heard a word about who Tank's gonna fight next. What you
I
think?
just told you. They said it's going to be a big fight. It's going to make the whole world turn.
If you fought Keith Thurman, man, how did you see? I think I would go with Keith Thurman by knockout. Who would you go with?
I go with Tank Davis by stoppage. I
You
saw Barrios hurt Keith Thurman. I saw Barrios go 12 rounds with Keith Thurman. The same Barrios that got dropped 3 times by Tank Davis and ultimately stopped. I saw that Barrios go 12 rounds with Keith Thurman and hurt Keith Thurman.
but
And you
Keith
think I'm
Thurman
gonna
was
pick Keith
rusty,
Thurman
man.
over Tank? You think I'm gonna pick Keith Thurman over Tank?
I think Keith Thurman's stronger than Tank, and I think he got a better IQ than Tank.
No, he's not stronger than Tank. He don't have a better IQ than Tank.
Who did Tank fight? And that's what I'm saying, man. Who did Tank fight that got you so high on this kid? This kid hasn't fought anybody, man. He hasn't
Whether
fought.
you believe he fought, whether you believe he fought anybody or not, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna knock you for it, but that doesn't change my opinion.
So who did he fight that convinced you that he could stand up to a real fighter? Tell me, man. Just tell me who.
Everybody that he fought on his resume. I
He
saw
fought.
the growth. I saw the growth of Tank Davis throughout his whole career, and said, okay, this man is definitely one of the greatest at 135.
I put it like this, man. You look at Tank, you could put him in any era, man. He's just doing good in this era because we've got a lot of guys with no punching power. If you put him at 135 in the prime, he going to bed. He's not better than Roberto Duran. He's not even better than your boy
He,
Sweet Pea.
he very well might. This is sport of boxing. Anything can happen. But he might also thrive in that era. We don't know. He didn't fight in that era, so we don't know. We just going off of what we believe.
He's such a slow starter, man. I'm just trying to figure out what do you see other than him knocking out Mexicans that make you think he can fight. I just
He
don't
didn't,
see it, man.
he didn't only fight Mexicans because I could have sworn
He hasn't fought one black guy. He hasn't fought one black guy, bro.
But you say he only fight Mexicans. He don't only fight Mexicans.
Well, my mistake, not Mexican. He only
He has
fought.
fought. He has fought 4 black guys.
Which ones? Name them. Pull them up
You
box
want
rec.
you want me to pull up his box rep?
Yeah, pull up box rec. You know everything, so
Okay,
pull up box
okay.
rec.
I'm gonna
Let's
pull up
see.
his box
We're
rep.
gonna close free
I'm
again.
gonna pull up his
And you
box
know
rep.
what? I'm gonna ask
He
everybody
fought 4 of
listening.
them. He
I'm
fought 4 of
gonna
them.
ask y'all this. Do y'all think if Tank knocks out Sugar Shakur, will he get full credit for knocking another Latino out? Will they say he just fought another Latino, or will they give him full credit for knocking Shakur out?
No, now you want to say Latino or you want to say Mexican? Which one is it? Is he fighting Latinos or is he fighting Mexicans?
Both,
You got
Latinos, Latinos, man.
you got to make it. You got to make you got to go one or the other. You can't just put all of them in the same category because they ain't all the same.
I'm not saying they're the same. What I'm saying is with Rolly Romero, who I'll just say Latino because that make it easy. Rolly Romero, you got Ryan Garcia. I mean, just Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, Jose Pedraza. I mean, it's just nothing but Latino fighter after Latino fighter.
Puerto Ricans are not Latino. Puerto Ricans are not Latino.
What are they?
I'd say that they Puerto Rican. They're not Latinos. They Puerto Rican. They're not Latinos.
They speak Spanish, is what I'm saying. Well, Spanish
It
speaking
doesn't
fighters.
matter if they speak Spanish. I know a lot of black guys that speak Spanish. That doesn't mean he's Puerto Rican. I mean he's Latino because he speaks Spanish. I know a lot of black guys that speak Spanish fluently.
I like how Free said. You know why Free is saying that, y'all? Free is a Puerto Rican. That's why he's saying that. That's why
I'm also black as well.
Hey, this guy's rough here, man. But I'm telling you this, man. If Tank would, I tell you what, if Tank would have fought Devin Haney before this whole Regis Prograis fight, that fight could have did $2 million easy, man.
Okay, he fought this guy named Joshua Artio. I don't know who the fuck that is, but he's a black guy. He's light skinned. He's from America. He's from New Jersey, actually. He also fought James Frank, who's also a black guy, and he's from Newport,
Okay.
Virginia. Let me see who else. Let me see. He fought Jonathan Gears. He's also a black guy.
So you just named everybody. You just named everybody that from Amazon. He fought a bunch of guys from Amazon.
No, you said he didn't fight no black. I said he fought 4, and that's why I'm proving to you that he fought 4. You like,
These are
oh, pull
guys
it up.
you don't know. These are
I'm pulling it up. I'm looking at his resume right now. He fought 4. Like I said.
and you look at the names on his resume, he's probably got one of the weakest resumes in boxing to be a star.
In your opinion.
Not in my opinion. Put his resume up to Tio's. Who got a better resume?
In your opinion.
No, who got a better resume? If you put Tio, who got a better resume?
And up until the last 2, last what? I ain't gonna say 2. He fought Loma and he fought Josh Taylor.
What about Sandro Martin, who beat Mikey Garcia?
Where's Sandro Martinez ranked at?
I don't know where he is, but he beat a 4
Is
division champion.
he a A, B, C, D class fighter? Which one is he?
You got to be an A fighter to beat Mikey Garcia.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
How don't he?
No, he don't.
Don't they give Errol Spence credit for beating Mikey Garcia?
That doesn't mean that you got to be an A class fighter to beat Mikey Garcia. Where you get that from? Where you get that from?
I love it, man.
Since when? Because you beat this person, that means you an A class fighter because you beat him. When that happened?
That's how it goes. If you beat him, you become
No,
a
it
better
doesn't.
man.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Who told you that,
No,
Free?
What
told you
makes you
that?
an A class? Dog, what makes you an A class fighter is your style of boxing and the guys, not one guy, the guys that you beat, not one.
Okay, you said
Your style, your knowledge to boxing, your ring IQ, your ring generalship, your defense, and the guys that you beat. That's what makes you an A class fighter, not one guy. I don't know where you get that from.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So that being said, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. So what do you think about Keyshawn Davis, man? Is Keyshawn Davis gonna be a star? Because I see him and Shakur are kind of buddy, man, which I think is bad.
I think he can be a star. Would he be a star? I don't know. I think he can be. Would he? I don't know.
I think out of all the young guys, maybe except, and I don't know, Kid Austin looks good, but I think I like the guy Schofield too. I think it's Floyd Schofield. I like him a lot too.
Yeah,
But
good. Schofield good.
I don't see many. I haven't seen many prospects as active as he's been, and I don't think they possess that boxing skill. That boy Keyshawn Davis can fight, bro. I think Keyshawn Davis might be that next one of them next ones, man. He got a lot of talent, man. I don't know if he has enough power.
He got skills. He can fight. I mean, I don't know how good he's going to be because I mean, I'm just going by the level of competition. He hasn't been in there with nobody really. I mean, this last guy he was in there with, was it no the guy before the last one, the guy that the guy that Andy Garcia fought in his debut. They both Keyshawn fought him first, but I mean he didn't get him out of there. I mean that's about the only I say durable guy that he fought and notable guy because all the other guys that he fought I didn't know who he was. I didn't know none of them guys. That guy I knew. I knew he was a durable guy. He'd never been knocked out. I know he was coming in there to fight, but he didn't get him out of there. Now I say Andy Garcia. He actually beat him better than Keyshawn did.
Well, I ask you this, man. So from what you seeing, man, I know Keyshawn Davis got a lot of options. You think him and Shakur's friendship is bad for them because they won't ever probably.
I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Now, if it comes down to it, Shakur got 2 belts, Keyshawn got 2 belts, and they say, "Oh, we're not gonna fight for undisputed because we don't want to fight each other," then it becomes bad.
Okay. The reason I say that is because a fight that I always wanted to see was Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs versus Boo Boo Andre, and we never got that fight because they were friends.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you let friends come in between of you being great, then it's a problem because if y'all friends, y'all should be able to go out there and make money together and still be friends at the end of the day.
I think it's funny because Mike Tyson used to say all the time, "If you love me, fight me." And I feel like
Yeah,
too much in boxing, man. We don't have that dog eat dog. I want to be like it was a song back in the day called "Control" with Kendrick Lamar, kind of went at everybody. And I feel
yeah,
like in boxing, we need more people like that to go at everybody. And I mean, that's the thing that made everybody so excited about Blair Cobb. But Blair Cobb just didn't have the skills to really back up what he was saying. But he was the first guy I ever heard walking up to Boots saying, "I'll knock you out." You remember? You know, one of my favorite moments in boxing is when Riddick Big Daddy Bo came up to Lennox and Lennox in the calm voice said, "I'll knock you out." Like, I
yeah.
like guys that do that, man. Like I like guys who actually tell us some stuff. Even Speedy Rasheed's about to slap Boots in this, man. In
Yeah,
that press
I mean,
conference.
because I mean, if you friends with somebody and you can make millions with them, why would you take money out of your friend's pocket and go give it to somebody else? You can make millions with your friend, but you'd rather go make millions with somebody else instead of making it with your friend.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it, man. I just be wondering when you watch boxing as a whole, man. I'm telling you, man, I don't know if it's just me that thinks this way, but man, I can honestly say this crop of boxers have the weakest mentality I've ever seen. I don't think it's ever been this weak where you got guys. I mean, everybody's not gonna be like Ryan Garcia and say, you know what, I want to fight Tank. I don't care if I'm ready or not. And really say the truth, if they didn't have that crazy weight drain on him or Tank didn't have spies in his camp, that fight might have went different. We never know.
I don't think Tank had spies in his camp. I think there was a guy that was in Ryan Garcia camp that hurt Ryan Garcia, and they kicked him out of the camp, and he went back and told Tank, "Hey man, I hurt that nigga. You probably gonna beat him. I hurt him." That's what I think happened. I don't think Tank actually had a spy in there. I think the dude that hurt Ryan Garcia, he got kicked out because he hurt Ryan Garcia, and he went back and told Tank, "Hey man, I hurt him. I hurt that man to the body."
Hey, this is the thing I'll say,
That's what I
Tree.
believe happened.
So him doing some snake stuff like that, man, you don't think that contributed to Tank winning that fight?
No, no.
How did he know
I
Ryan
think
would
I
win
think
that
I
stuff?
no. I think Tank was going to stop Ryan regardless. He had already dropped him in the second round. I think he was going to stop Ryan regardless. Ryan was about to walk into something. He was bound to walk into something. He just happened to walk into a rib cage shot. It was going to either be the rib cage or it was going to be your chin. It just happened to be the rib cage on that shot.
But that's the thing I'm saying. Ryan Garcia kind of got sabotaged, man. I hate to relitigate these fights, but he had Joe Goosen not really training him. You know, he had Oscar De La Hoya, you know, being a scumbag behind the scenes. I honestly think, man, Ryan got a raw deal. I would love to see that fight again at 140. What about you?
I mean, I would like to see it again because I mean it's going to be a big payday for both of them. I don't know. I don't know if Ryan would take it again. I don't know. I don't know if Tank Davis would take it again. I don't know. I would like to see it again, but I can't blame Joe Goosen on I mean I can't blame Joe Goosen. Ryan Garcia went and got Joe Goosen. He decided to leave Eddie Reynoso because he felt like he wasn't getting enough time with Eddie Reynoso, and he went and got and recruited Joe Goosen. Joe Goosen didn't go to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia went to him. The same way Ryan Garcia went to Dirk James. Dirk James didn't go looking for Ryan.
So this is the thing. With Derek James in the fold, I would say I think he would knock Tank out. You don't think so?
No, I think Tank just that much better. I think Tank is just that much better than Ryan Garcia.
But did you notice how much foot movement Tank was using? It looked like Tank was scared of that left hand.
Oh, Tank does what Tank has to do to win. He did a lot of foot movement when he fought Mario Barrio. He did a lot of foot movement when he fought Hector Garcia. And what happened in both those fights was he knocked those guys out. Tank do what he has to do to win. If he got to move, if he got to use his footwork, he uses footwork. If he got to stand in the pocket, he'll stand in the pocket. He do what he got to do to win. That's why I said Tank Davis has a better IQ than a lot of those guys. He know what he got to do. He set those guys up and he make them walk into a shot. He set him up every time. Every one of his knockouts was a setup.
I get you that, but this is what I'm saying. He kind of cheated because he had spies in the camp for it. How does that not count?
No,
That's spy.
no, he didn't have no spy. That guy didn't work for Tank Davis. He didn't work for
You didn't
Tank
see the
Davis.
you didn't see the Instagram video where the guy was telling Ryan, "I apologize. I told Tank Davis about your injured rib."
Yes, I just told you who the guy was. It was somebody that Ryan Garcia went to get for a sparring partner, and he hurt Ryan Garcia to the body. They kicked him out of the camp, and he told Tank Davis, "Hey, I hurt him to the body." That wasn't Tank Davis's man. Y'all act like Tank Davis hired him to go spar with Ryan Garcia, and he hurt Ryan Garcia to the body, and he came back and told Tank Davis, "Hey, I hurt him to the body." No, that's not how it happened. He was somebody that Ryan hired, and he hurt Ryan to the body. Ryan kicked him out of the camp, and he told Tank Davis, "Hey, I hurt him to the body."
So let me
That's
ask you
not
this:
that's not a spy. That's just somebody that told what happened. That's not a spy. A spy is somebody that you have working for your team, and you have them go over there and act like you're working with them. That's a spy.
So that's you know it's funny, and I would agree with you, but I seen Floyd send Paulie Malignaggi over there with Conor McGregor at one time to spy on Conor McGregor. So this is a known thing.
He might have. I can't say he didn't. He might have.
But don't they
win? I mean, I don't know if Paulie Malignaggi and Floyd Mayweather is on good terms like that he would do that for Floyd. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that he didn't because I don't know.
I'll say this, man. I think it's crazy that my brother Free won't admit that the dude Tank actually has some funny stuff going on. He was that scared. He had to have change. He had to have people. You know, he had people saying some type of cream on Tank Davis. You remember that? Pause.
Huh?
You remember when they were saying that Bernard, the executioner Hopkins, rubbed some type of cream on Tank? You see how Tank was screaming at B-Hop like that?
You said about Bernard Hopkins?
Yeah, I was saying that Tank's team was trying to say that Tank rubbed some type of cream on him.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
So this is the thing, man. This the thing. I gotta give you credit. You don't have a favorite fighter, but one thing you will do is defend for Tank, man. I don't know why you defend him, man. He hasn't fought nobody. He just knocked out a bunch of okay guys, man. If he knock out Devin Haney like that, okay, cool. He knock out Singh Shakur like that, okay, cool. If he knock out Teofimo like that, okay, cool. I don't see him doing it.
I mean, that's your opinion. You don't believe that he's going to do it. That's your opinion. I honestly believe that if they bring that fight to Teo, I think Teo might try to price himself out. I don't know. I honestly believe I believe Teo might try to price himself out. But I hope they do make that fight. I hope they. He did it with Devin Haney. That man, biggest payday was with Cambosis, which was $2 million. He asked for $10 million, then he turned around and asked for 20. That man priced himself out.
I think the thing that you leave out is you always do. Teo really should be was really a prospect back then, but he beat him when he wasn't supposed to. You that, ain't you? He beat Richard Coleman when he wasn't supposed to. He beat Nakatani when he wasn't supposed to. You forget
whether he beat those guys and wasn't supposed to is regardless. The point is that man priced himself out when they proposed to fight for him and Devin Haney. That man went from $10 million to $20 million, and you never made more than $2 million.
I have a hard time. I think you're being disingenuous, man. There's no way you can tell me that a kid that fought Loma would lie. I think he had like 7 or 8 fights. I don't know how many fights he had. He didn't have a lot of fights, but he went in there and dominated Loma, man. You don't want to take the challenge.
What that got to do with pricing yourself out because you went in there and dominated? If Devin Haney is not making $10 million for a fight, you're not making $10 million fight. How the hell you think you're going to go from asking for $10 million to asking for $20 million? What that got to do with because he beat the guys that he beat? He never made more than $2 million for a fight. I can see if the man asked for 5. That's more reasonable. He asked for 5 for the fight. Okay, that's reasonable.
I'll say this,
He
man.
asked for 10 and then he changed it to 20. That's not reasonable. Neither one of those guys ever made that amount of money for a fight. Devin never made 10. Tito never made 10.
It's the thing that you missing, man. You talk about what they didn't make. The difference is Teofimo Lopez took whatever it took to become great. They're not there to make money. They're there to make legacy, man.
No, I'm talking about the fact that man, you said that he would never price himself out to fight Tank Davis. I said he priced himself out to fight Devin Haney.
But he didn't price himself out to fight Josh Taylor, though. So
he couldn't do that because that was an in-house fight. He doesn't make the negotiations. He couldn't price himself out. That's an in-house fight. Your promoter said, this is who you fighting. This is how much you getting. It's an in-house fight. He couldn't price himself out.
I think you're really missing the boat on this one, man. This dude fought Josh Taylor, a monster for $1 million, bro. He fought Josh Taylor for $1 million.
So what? So what? He was supposed to. He was the mandatory. He was supposed to. He was the mandatory.
I'll say this, man. I think my brother Free is doing what he always do, man. He moving the goalposts. That's what he always does.
How much money did that fight generate?
How much that fight make? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. It wasn't.
It probably didn't. It wasn't pay-per-view. It wasn't in no big arena. They fought in a ballroom inside of the MGM. I mean, inside of the Knicks. They fought in a ballroom inside of it. They didn't even fight in the actual gym. They fought in the ballroom. They probably made $5 million for that fight. Probably.
This is the thing I'm saying, man. This is the thing I'm saying. But he went and took that chance. You don't see other fighters. I don't know why you don't see that. Other fighters are not taking these chances to be great and go out there and prove themselves.
I don't even think they made $5 million because Tank Davis sold out the Barcade and made $5 million at the gate on the Barcade. They didn't even do as many. They didn't even sell as many seats as Tank Davis did at the Barcade. So they probably didn't even do. They probably only made $3 million on the fight. They probably only made $3 on the fight.
I'll say this. I'll just say this, man. It's funny how boxing, man. It's always not a new thing. Is guys pricing themselves.
Matter of fact, let me look it up. I'm gonna see how much Josh Taylor got for his split against Tio. I'm gonna look it up right now. You still there, BBO?
I'll just say this, man. I think you're missing the boat, like I keep saying, man. No matter how you put it, man, a lot of these guys, man, they're not doing that. They're not taking whatever they can get to make these big fights. And that's what we need more in boxing, man. We really do.
Dog, hold up. Dog, they said Josh Taylor earned $500,000 for the Jack Catterall fight and will earn $700K for the Teofimo Lopez fight. And then he said, however, an estimate earning based on pay-per-view buys will earn the maximum of 2.5. So basically, they didn't do pay-per-view. That was a regular ESPN fight. That wasn't pay-per-view. So Tio got paid more than Josh Taylor.
But Josh Taylor was dangerous. That's the difference. Josh Taylor was dangerous.
No, but he crying about he got $1 million. He got paid more because Josh Taylor only got $700,000. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit, dog. You been sitting here acting like Tio was being underpaid or whatever. Get the fuck out of here. Josh Taylor only got $700,000. Tio got $1 million.
Hey, T.O. is an 8-figure fighter, man. You know it. He not an 8-figure fighter in your opinion?
No, the whole argument was you were saying that T.O. got underpaid to fight Josh Taylor, and he didn't. He got more money than Josh Taylor did.
Hey, as always, my brother Free is moving the goalposts. But before we get out of here, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, man. What happened to your Redskins before we get out of here, man? What happened to your Redskins, man?
Hey man, they got beat. Ain't too much to say about it. They got beat.
Hey, I don't know if you've seen the
Yeah, what it is.
Browns. I don't know if you've seen the Browns. It looked like Deshaun Watson is back, man, to his old self. What you think?
Oh, you say that the first game and then they get blown out the second game, and you like, man, I don't know what the fuck we doing out there, man. I don't know. Now they win yesterday, and now he's back again. Man, that man off and on, that nigga just like a motherfucking light switch. You don't know when he's gonna be on, when it's gonna be off until you turn it on.
Hey, you rough, man, but salute to everybody. It's your boy BBO, it's your boy D Free. That's the Roller with the Pod. This the Roll with the Punches podcast. We trying some new things. As y'all know, I'm always up here cooking D Free, man.
He getting cooked. He getting cooked. I'm about to baste him like a daggone oven baked ham.
Hey, but we're gonna be back Wednesday, same time, same place. It's your boy BBO. It's the Roll with the Punches podcast. Peace.
Peace.